Needless to say, it's now hard to foresee Mikey Williams being at Memphis in the 2023-24 season. Even harder than it was before. Mikey found himself in a situation that could change the course of his promising career forever. Now, most of us have followed Mikey's journey from his high school dominance to his commitment to the University of Memphis, but today we've got some updates that might make you question everything you thought you knew about this young phenom. I mean, think about it. The young starlet missed the Tigers' trip to the Dominican Republic, and as the fall semester recently began, he hasn't yet enrolled. This is a red flag waving high in the basketball world, and it's got everyone wondering, what's going on? Mikey Williams has not officially reported to campus, but he's still listed on the program's most up-to-date online roster. The 19-year-old was arrested in April in California on not one, not two, but 6 felony gun charges and is awaiting his preliminary hearing. The legal process is nearly impossible to work around for head coach Penny Hardaway and his staff, but there isn't a known policy against enrolling students with felony charges at Memphis. But the bigger question here is, should they? It wouldn't be a good look for a university located in a city that's had its well-documented struggles with gun violence. It wouldn't send the right message locally or nationally. So, what's the university going to do? What's head coach Penny Hardaway's next move? And more importantly, what does this mean for Mikey Williams' future in basketball? Is it over before it ever truly began? But here's the kicker. He's still listed on the program's roster. How does that even make sense? And guys, that's not even the craziest part. Here's the scoop. When Tigers coach Penny Hardaway was asked about Williams' situation, he didn't mince words. He said, "Nothing has changed thus far. With the program, he's part of it now. I don't know how long that goes. I want him to be here, but obviously, circumstances are going to dictate that." You see, back in 2020, Mikey was riding high, rated as the second best prospect in the entire class of 2023 by 24/7 Sports recruiting rankings. That's no small feat, believe me. But fast forward to today, and he's sitting at the 52nd spot in the overall rankings as a 4-star prospect. It looked like he had it all lined up. All he had to do was put in the work, elevate his game, and boost his draft stock. But life has a way of throwing curveballs when you least expect it. What happened next wasn't just a setback. No, it was a serious blow. When you're in the spotlight and every move is under the microscope, the last thing you want is a misstep that could jeopardize your future. But tragically, that's exactly what happened. Now, let's rewind a bit. You might remember that Mikey made headlines earlier this year when he got entangled in a legal mess. In April, he was arrested on multiple felony charges in Southern California. And we're not talking about a minor slip-up here. We're talking about 5 counts of felony assault with a firearm. Multiple felony charges, assault with a firearm. These aren't just words. They carry severe consequences. He pleaded not guilty to 5 counts of assault with a firearm and 1 count of shooting at an occupied vehicle. If he's convicted on all counts, he could be looking at up to 28 years behind bars. Now, that's a heavy burden for any young talent to bear. But what does this mean for Mikey's future in basketball? But before we get into it, some Memphians are not going to be happy about Mikey's potential enrollment. One prominent voice speaking out is Gary Parrish, a Memphis graduate and CBS Sports college basketball analyst. He said, "If you fire a loaded gun into a car filled with people and you are caught doing that, there are prices to pay. And the first price you got to pay is you can't play college basketball at my university." And he has been hammering this point home time and time again since April. But here's the thing. Memphis doesn't have the luxury of time to figure this whole thing out. They've got a program to run and a team to field. And with the recent setback, it's looking increasingly unlikely that Mikey Williams will be a part of that team. Now, let's talk about another key player in this drama, Alabama transfer Javon Quinterly. He's been hovering on the horizon, and he made a big move to Memphis earlier in July. You know what that means, right? The writing on the wall is getting clearer and clearer. Future. Mikey Williams is a basketball phenom, no doubt about it. He's got the athleticism, the skills, and the talent that make NBA scouts drool. During his high school career, he smashed scoring records and put up numbers that had never been seen before. I'll be upfront about it. Mikey is not your classic point guard. He doesn't quite possess the instincts or skills of a primary ball handler and distributor, at least not yet. but he's got the potential to be a secondary playmaker. Now, where Mikey shines in passing is as a connective tissue passer. You know, the guy who can make quick, easy, yet positive passes for an offense to flow. But here's the catch. He's a much more potent scorer with the ball in his hands. He does show flashes of becoming more than a connector, but as of now, that's his main role. He has also got the will to be an off-ball defender. He often takes on the challenge of guarding the opposing team's best guard, like when he faced off against Imani Bates. But red flags have come up. Off-court behavior and decision-making are crucial factors that NBA coaches and recruiters consider. Work ethic, toughness, competitiveness, adaptability, and character all play a role in identifying the best players for the programs. But here's the thing. Mikey's talent on the court is undeniable. He's not just a player, he's a brand. Millions follow him on social media, and he made history by signing a sneaker deal with Puma while still in high school. That's next-level stuff right there, guys. But let's be real. Not every high school basketball sensation with jaw-dropping highlights ends up shining on the NBA stage. It's a harsh reality. It takes more than talent to make it to the big league. Focus, discipline, and steering clear of trouble, they're all part of the game. And right now, all eyes are on Mikey. Despite his mind-blowing skills on the court, he's facing some challenges that could define his journey. Being a pro athlete? Well, it comes with its share of temptations and pressures. Not everyone can handle it like a champ. Here's the deal. The NBA is a league of stars, and you rarely hear headlines like, LeBron, Jokic, or Steph shoot 5 people, or any wild stuff like that. It's about making smart moves, staying out of trouble, and grinding it out on the hardwood. It's about making the right choices. I'm not claiming to have all the answers here. This is just my take on it. People might have different opinions, and that's cool. Yes, Mikey could be destined for greatness in the NBA. The potential is there. It's just a matter of nurturing it and making the right choices. So the big question remains, will Mikey make it to the NBA? Well, there is no definitive answer right now. Consequences. That arrest back in April? It wasn't just a minor hiccup. It's a game changer, a major setback for Mikey Williams' career. If he's found guilty and sentenced, his dream of playing college basketball at the University of Memphis, let alone the NBA, might vanish into thin air. Mikey's NIL, name, image, and likeness contracts are hanging by a thread. Companies are starting to distance themselves from him, and the first one to do so was Lace Clips, a sports tech company renowned for its wearable fitness trackers. In an interview with TMZ Sports, the Lace Clips president, Jonathan Nussbaum, made it crystal clear saying, he is not someone that will be associated with our brand going forward. Mikey's NIL journey took off while he was tearing it up in high school. In 2021, he made headlines by inking a major sneaker deal with none other than Puma. He also had an endorsement agreement with a tech company called I Got It, specializing in online auctions. His brand? It's massive. He's got a massive following on social media, and people from all walks of life are keeping a close eye on how this case unfolds. We're all hoping to see him back on the court at Memphis this season. It would be a genuine tragedy if Mikey's basketball career were to crumble under the weight of these claims. I mean, imagine if what he's accused of turns out to be true and he's found guilty. But before we go, let's pause for a moment and hear what some voices from the community have to say. One user shared their perspective saying, he has the privileges and the opportunities to not have to act hard. These dudes need to focus on basketball, not street credibility. And another one dived in with some valuable advice, declaring, this should serve as a valuable lesson for all the aspiring young athletes out there. Now, if you want to know more about the arrest, be sure to watch this next video. It's over. Mikey Williams just ended his career.